you have to show that they need more supervision than a typically developing child. But if you successfully show that with your behavior logs and with all of your keeping track of all the times that you have to intervene, and you're able to successfully show that your child needs a lot more supervision than a typically developing child of the same age, then they can't deny protective supervision just because your child is young. So really, really focus a lot on developing that log and keeping track of your child's behaviors. Another thing that I have heard some parents say is that their caseworker told them, well, you can't be paid in the evening and on weekends because the other parent is home and they can provide care during that time. No, a parent who is employed full-time is not considered a suitable provider if they are only available during non-work hours. So even if they're home, they're still considered unavailable. They're not a suitable provider because they work full-time and they're only home during those non-work hours. So you can get paid for services that are provided during the time that they're home. And this all-county letter, again, I've linked these all-county letters because if your caseworker tells you these things, you can go print up this all-county letter and say, I know you said this, but here's this all-county letter that says this exact opposite thing. And they can, please, you can say, you can review this, please take it to your supervisor. These all-county letters provide guidance from the state on how to operate this program. So the all-county letters can be really helpful for contradicting the things that the caseworker says that are not necessarily true. So again, you can be paid for IHSS hours that are performed while the other parent is there if they work full-time. Now, this is one of those things where, even I've been doing this for a while, and even so, they put a form in front of me the last time I had an in-home assessment, and I said, I have never seen this form before. What do I do with this? This does not feel right. So there's a form called the voluntary services form. And they basically say like, oh, we need you to provide a list of all those people who are providing voluntary care for your child without pay. And they say, oh, we just want to know who's providing care. Like, if a service is compensable, which means if your child is eligible for someone to be paid for that service for IHSS, you do not have to fill out that form. And if they pressure you to fill out that form, you can say on the form, nobody's volunteering to provide services which are otherwise compensable. And then because again, in that all-county letter, they said you should not assume that anybody is going to provide voluntarily services that are otherwise compensable, even if it's a parent or guardian. If they qualify for that service by IHSS and IHSS could fund it, don't assume that a parent's going to provide it voluntarily. They are eligible to be paid for that. Like I said, I had never seen this form before, and they tried to pull this one over on me. And I asked other folks who have been doing this for a long time too. And I said, this doesn't feel right. What should I do? And this was the advice that I got.